Hello and welcome to the MIT Spring LOL Tournament 2016 Week 3, Match 2, or Match 1, or something.
I'm pretty sure it's Match 2, Adam.
No, because last night was actually Week 2, the last match.
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
I didn't realize that.
Never mind.
Anyways, hello, where was I? This is TM8S versus Ready to Feed. Or actually, sorry, Ready to Feed versus TM8S. Ready to Feed on the blue side, TM8S on the purple side or red side, depending. I'm Adam. I'm Fred. That's Adam.
Oh, God.
Ready to bring you this game. We're already into picks and bans, and already some targeted bans.
Yep, we see the Kale and Azir coming out as first bans. Now those are both strong target bans against the teammates. On the other side, we do see the Lulu and Anivia ban coming through. The last ban for Ready to Feed going to be locked in as that Volibear, which is both a target ban and a pretty good power pick at the present moment.
Yeah, so Kale targeted at Pinducky. On this account, that's his main. On other accounts, he plays Tryndamere and Jax and Master Yi, I've been told, but on this account, it's the Kale. The Azir targeted at Heki. He has played Azir every time he can get his hands on it, and it is definitely his best champion, or has been shown to be his best champion, so a good ban there. Volibear targeted at Green Bay, who we expect to see in the jungle, one of his favorite champions, though the Elise is still available for him.
Ooh, and we do see that first pick, Nautilus, going to get locked in. That's a good flex pick.
Good flex, very strong in the top lane, but also a solid support. Can even go in the mid lane or
Yeah, I'm not sold on
the
that
jungle,
one,
but yeah.
Jungle is fine. Jungle is okay. Mid lane is not very good.
Okay, that's Master Yi and Rise locked in. Interesting. I'm curious to see who plays what. Master Yi is one of Pinducky's favorite champions because anything he can build a Rage Blade on, really. He's very scary on that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Green Bay actually taking it into the jungle because that's where we see Master Yi more commonly. And Rise is a top lane pick that comes out. Actually has been coming back in pro play for some reason.
And Master Yi, we haven't seen Green Bay on this before, but Master Yi does strike me as a Green Bay champion. What do? You farm your Devourer, you build some damage items, you go all in and get some kills. I mean,
pretty much.
This is pretty consistent with the kind of champion that we see Green Bay like to play. So that is a very strong possibility coming in. And we do see the Aurelion Soul locked in for the first time. This is something I'm really excited to see.
I forgot to mention.
That's gonna be fun.
Pinducky 24-7 on Rise, at least as of when I did my research, which was a few weeks ago. I do want to talk about the Anivia ban quickly. All of the bans are somewhat targeted. Anivia targeted at 2 people actually, 2 different people on the side of Ready to Feed. Very comfortable on that champion. Have played it quite a bit, so I do like that ban. Anyways, Aurelion Soul, what do you think?
Well, it's still pretty unclear whether that Rise is going to be in the mid lane or the top lane. I think Aurelion Soul is a really, really cool champion with some very, very interesting play patterns and very good teamfight potential. I have yet to form any strong opinions about his laning, but I don't think it's going to be particularly bad because he can safely farm against most mage matchups. Now we're not sure what the mid lane pick for the teammates is going to be just yet, so I'm going to hold out my opinion on that as we see Udyr getting locked in.
Okay,
on the other side.
Interesting. Also, Lucian, very solid AD carry.
Oh yeah.
Lucian and Jhin both have very good lane phases.
Okay.
Okay, so Lucian Nautilus versus Jhin Thresh. It all comes down to who lands the hooks on who, I think, because both sides have very strong burst potential in laning. Udyr picked against Green Bay. This is not necessarily a champion that I've seen in the match history for Haim Fisu, but it does seem similar to some champions he plays. He has put in a fair amount of games on the Xin Zhao recently, so similar type of champion. You go in, maybe get a Devourer, stuff like that.
Alright.
Kill those squishies.
Yeah, and we do see both the Jhin and the Ezreal getting locked in for the teammates. Alright, this is a very, very interesting team
Expecting
composition.
the mid Ezreal from False Cut. We've seen this before from them.
Yeah, we have. I like it, actually. I like this team comp a lot. They have they have very good pick potential with Thresh and Rise. They also have a very good ability to kite and disengage with the Ezreal, Jhin, and the Thresh. Yet the only one that doesn't really fit into that team composition is going to be the Master Yi, who just kind of runs at the enemy team and smashes people with his sword a little bit.
I feel like we see this a lot. They'll pick 4 members of a kite comp, and then Green Bay will be on like the Udyr, the Master Yi, the Volibear, someone who just wants to run in.
And you know, it does work. it does work out for them. They do manage to make it work a pretty good amount of the time. But that is an interesting team composition. Not quite as coherent as it could be. That Master Yi could be on a slightly more synergistic champion, I feel, but that is a pretty solid team composition. You got a good mix of damage and tankiness. Assuming Master Yi goes the Bruiser build instead of just like full damage. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's not too bad.
Integration did get his Tryndamere, so Tryndamere was actually a contested pick. We didn't actually get to talk about it even. Pinducky loves his Tryndamere on his account Jinducky, I think. But also it is Integration's main champion. Already played almost 100 ranked games on it just this season. So he's going to be very comfortable on that. And actually, this is probably a matchup that Pinducky knows very well. If you play the champion, you probably know the matchups very well, you know.
Yep.
So very curious to see how that turns out. Now, what do you think about that comp? I don't really know what Aurelian's Soul does in terms of play patterns, other than like have a giant Q every now and then.
I actually really like it. Because, okay, so what you have going on with this team composition is, first of all, you have the TP Tryndamere, who is going to, if he doesn't fall super far behind in lane, he is going to scale up to become one of the most annoying split pushers in the game, because he takes turrets really fast. You can't really 1v1 him, and if you kill him, it doesn't matter, because he doesn't really die anyways.
Green Bay might have a chance, I don't know. It's hard to say who would win that duel.
I mean, it's gonna be Tryndamere, because Tryndamere can't die, so...
Well, Master Yi has Meditate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll see. We'll see. But that's going to be a very interesting part of the team composition, because it is going to have to force Pinducky into the top side as well. Neither of them can cancel the other's teleports, so that's all going to be fine and good. But the thing I think is really cool is that we have the Nautilus and the Udyr for like just the ham potential. Nautilus goes in, throws out an ult, Udyr goes in, runs around the backline and sums them up, and then meanwhile we have Lucian and Aurelian Soul providing some mid-range kiting and backline damage, and that's actually really cool, because Aurelian Soul has a lot of close-range CC, he can push targets away from himself and the backline. So yeah, I kind of like that. And when Tryndamere comes into the fight as well, he's also a champion that's just going to be wanting to dive into the back, getting those crits off on the AD carries, and just absolutely annihilating people. So this is a really nice this is a really cool team composition that can both go in and peel for the carries, and I think that's going to be really cool. Now, I don't know how much I like it against the kiting ability of Ezreal and Jhin. But on the other hand, that Rise and Thresh, those are pretty immobile champions. So,
well, no one is immobile when you have a Thresh on the team.
That's true. That is very fair.
And Thresh, even though he doesn't have it, well, he has a dash, I guess, if he lands a hook. What was I going to say? Thresh provides a ton of disengage with the box, with the flay, even the hook, depending, and of course Lantern. I mean, Thresh, jack of all trades, right?
Yeah, Thresh can do pretty much everything.
I do want to point out 2 exhausts on the side of teammates. So I like this. Tryndamere is very much an exhaustible champion.
Yes, that is one very good thing you can do against Tryndamere. Oh. Well, I guess that's fair. But yeah, I think that's a really cool team composition. I'm not 100% convinced that the Tryndamere fits into it. I would probably rather see another big tank coming out, either for more like engage potential or more peel potential.
Yeah, you do have to worry that they aren't going to be the tankiest for a little while. Nautilus in the support role isn't going to be able to build up the tank items that early on.
I mean, neither team really is going to be all that tanky.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
It's just kind of a team of bruisers.
Yeah, bruisers and like squishies.
Now, what I really want to see is everyone on the teammates building a Randuin's Omen. So what you can do is on Ezreal, you can Arcane Shift in and use Randuin's for engage. And on Master Yi, you can Alpha Strike in and use Randuin's on engage. I guess it's not as good on Rise, though.
That is awful. If you're gonna get armor on Master Yi, Deadman's Plate is a great
Deadman's Plate is really
option.
good. In all seriousness, Deadman's Plate, like, the tanky, like, Bruiser Master Yi build is actually incredibly good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Green Bay goes with for his build. Before the Titanic Hydra nerfs, what we were seeing a lot on Master Yi was like Titanic Hydra, Deadman's Plate, and still destroying the squishies anyways.
Oh yeah, I mean Titanic Hydra just does so much damage. Even after the nerf, it's pretty good, guys. It's pretty darn good.
So what do you think about the scaling on each team? I can tell you for sure that Teammates has incredible late game scaling.
Teammates has a really good late game.
As Ezreal, I feel like we've talked about this before. Ezreal has a great late game now. He didn't used to, but somehow with the Season 6 changes, the Mirror Mana Iceborne Gauntlet gives him kiting for days. It's really hard to deal with him. Jhin scales incredibly well because of the ridiculous amount of bonus AD he gets.
Yeah.
Late game, full items, he'll have 700, 800 AD. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rise, of course, scales well. Master Yi scales well. You have to think the late game kind of goes in favor of Teammates, but I don't really know anything about Aurelion Sol or how he does.
The late game is going to be in favor of the Teammates. Again, it really does come down to, I think, how much Havoc integration can just like spread across the map. Because it doesn't really matter how good your late game is, Tryndamere can just kill you.
That's true,
and you can't kill Tryndamere. So.
I'm worried that he can get kited though.
Yeah,
once he uses his spinning slash, he has nothing left to go in with, and there are plenty of ways to stop him from like doing anything once he's used it. There's the
that's why I said across the map, right? I'm not necessarily looking for him to like charge into these team fights headlong, because you're right, he's totally gonna just get kited by the Thresh CC, by the Ezreal Mystic shots, and even like by some of the Jhin snares or Rai snares, right? But if he can run across the map, whack some turrets a bit, farm up to become this absolutely massive split pushing threat that they have to send two people to deal with, it's not really gonna matter come late game how good the scaling is, because you can't win the 4v3 in that situation.
Sure. I think what we're going to have to look for is for Green Bay to become the split pusher who can deal with the Tryndamere. And if he can keep up with the Tryndamere, I think he should be able to deal with him.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I think the meditate is enough to counteract the Tryndamere ult that keeps him alive for a few extra seconds.
Well, here's the thing, right? When you're meditating, you can't put down damage.
True, but here's the thing. At the same time, if the Tryndamere was forced to use his ult, you don't need to put down much damage to kill him.
I suppose that's true.
So like the sort of play pattern, or like the sort of play I'm looking for would be, they have a duel, Tryndamere is forced to ult, and Master Yi tanks it out with his meditate. And if he can do that, I think he should win the duels. If he can't, then I don't know.
That's all I wanted. There we go. Okay, so we are actually seeing something very uncommon in the MIT Law tournament. A 5-man stack coming in from the Team 8s.
We just saw that yesterday.
Doesn't mean it's common.
It's happened in at least 25% of the games we've casted, Fred.
Historically, MIT Law has not really been one for 5-man invades. But hey, they're grouping up. They're going into the other side. They got pushed out of the jungle on that side. They're like, all right, let's see what we can do here. But they're going to see that ward get dropped down. I don't think they're going to look for that any further.
I'm still not convinced. I think I've seen a fair number of invades.
In my experience, both teams have just liked to play safe and fan out, but I am speaking from not the biggest sample size ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like False Cut is going to end up going mid, spamming out the laugh a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's important to use your laugh. It's like the principles of BM, you know.
Yeah. Use your laugh when your opponent can't see it. The most effective BM.
Pretty much. Well, because I mean, yeah, they don't know what's happening. They're terrified. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where you're going with this either.
Very curious to see how the Aurelion Sol plays out. I have not seen a lot of Aurelion Sol in my games. I know what his abilities do, but that's as far as it goes. I have not really seen like how he succeeds or fails.
This is going to be a farm lane.
Yeah, I expect it. Ezreal does not have a lot of lane pressure, especially when he's on his own in the mid lane. I don't expect to see much from him until he has a few items.
Yeah, Aurelion Sol is also actually quite item dependent. You really do need additional AP and stats to be able to fulfill your role as this kind of like walking, like slow damaging machine. So you really do need some tank stats. You really do want that Riley's Crystal Scepter. And I think both these mid laners are just going to want to farm up a little bit.
Yeah. We do see Pinducky getting the early level 2. It's going to help him quite a bit early on in the laning phase. Do you think he'll back early for a tier? That's what I like
mean,
to
he
see a
has
lot of the
TP,
time.
and
Yeah.
the thing that's really nice
He
about
doesn't
TP.
actually need to TP. He pushed the lane in.
Can he afford one? He can't afford one, Adam.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, the really nice thing about TP is that it lets you hit that tier back timing pretty much whenever you want, and lets you get that tier at your earliest possible opportunity, and that's something that's really, really cool.
I think after this wave, I would not be surprised to see him back for the tier. And
Yep. TP
given
or not TP.
where the wave is, I don't think
might
he'll
not
need to
have to.
TP. I think he'll just be able to walk in and still catch most of the wave.
Yep.
Some trading going down. In the bot lane so far, it's been mostly in favor of Team 8s. But, you know, anytime you see a Jhin in a lane, you know it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
Jhin has some really interesting play
Jin's
patterns.
trading patterns are really fun.
Yeah, they are.
By which I mean very stressful, regardless of which side you're on.
Ooh, Pink Ducky gets stunned under the turret! Ooh, takes one turret shot, not going to take too much more damage off of that. Can Fisu actually catch up? Pin Ducky is out of mana. I feel like they could have actually gone much harder on that. Pin Ducky's mana bar was super non-existent.
Pin Ducky's mana bar was low, but I think if integration had tried to go on him, he was low enough that Pin Ducky actually had enough mana to just combo
But
him
now
down.
Green
High
Bay
end
seeing
Fisu
the
was
health bars.
trouble.
Just going to back out on that one.
Alright, just gonna back up. Nice invade by
Smart.
Green Bay. He
Very smart by Green Bay.
Knew where High end Fisu is and knew he was kind of low. And that's a romp. It's nice to get that. He's actually doubling the farm so far. And this is like extra important in the jungle where the CS is worth more gold.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh man.
Oh, doesn't quite manage to get the anchor grab, actually. Summoner heals burn on both sides. Cruiser does get exhausted up. Swordplay putting out a lot of damage, though. And it doesn't look like anyone's going to go down in the bot side. We did see a gank coming out from Green Bay in the mid lane, but you know how Master Yi ganks are. You just
Importantly,
kinda run
right
in.
now, the only person with any mana in that lane is Silly Mino. However,
Yeah.
Jhin does not rely on mana to get down a bunch of damage in lane necessarily.
That's
It's
true.
nice, but your
I guess
crit
it's
is a big source of damage.
Yes.
So Swordplay especially will have to play safe. If he uses a Q and runs out of mana, he could find himself in a lot of trouble. Well, heck, he does have enough for a hook. if he can
Yes,
miss
he
it.
does. Ooh,
And
doesn't
misses.
quite manage to land the hook. Now, Fliptails are going to get ganked by this Green Bay again. Now, he's a little bit further out in lane this time, and Green Bay does... Oh, the red buff just ran out, actually. They're probably not going to want to dive that. And Green Bay's taking a lot of damage on the back. Has to flash out of that Aurelion Soul, or are going to meditate that damage off a little bit and probably survive. You know, False Cut gets stunned up a little bit. The Aurelion Soul damage is not quite in range.
Yeah, I don't know why Green Bay thought he should go in under turret. That was a little bit of a mistake.
A little bit overzealous there. Ooh, Swordplay actually gets hooked up.
that's-
This is going to be really dangerous. The flash does not save his life as the Jhin W follows through, and that is going to be first blood going down for X Cruiser X. Very, very nice play in the bot side. Hecky gonna survive that turret. No problems.
Really
Not
nice
even
hook
close.
there. And yeah, easy follow up with the W and just some nice damage combo. Auto attack and Q was all Cruiser needed to finish that kill.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a nice lead. Already up by 10 CS. Going to be able to get that BF sword on his first back, I'm pretty sure.
Very nice.
And
Very nice.
Meanwhile, Swordplay is just going to be sitting on double long swords. Not the best
we
place
go.
to be. Luckily, you're Lucian, so you like have a bit smoother itemization than like Infinity Edge carries, but still. Not having the BF is kind of rough.
Yeah, not in the BF puts his damage a lot behind. Yeah, and yeah, that's the BF coming out. Yep. No surprises there.
And a Cull, actually. So that's especially nice. He gets to like farm up
Ooh.
a Cull. You know, Cull is an item that we actually see a fair amount these days. Not as your first item, but if you have the gold for it on your first back, it's actually pretty nice to get there because you will get a fair amount of gold out of it.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're not necessarily sacrificing a ton of stats. Oh, Green
Fisu
Bay has
is
2 levels
two
on him,
levels behind there.
but no red
I don't know if
buff.
Green Bay can finish that kill, though, without the red buff to take him down.
Yeah. 2 levels down, though, so going to be forced out. Green Bay right now is in charge of the jungle.
Salamino goes in, but ooh, there is some follow-up coming in from the Aurelion Soul. That stun is not quite going to land, but can they put out enough damage? Aurelion Soul ults him to the back, and that is Fisu securing 1 kill. False Cut Arcane Shift with the wall, and is probably going to get out of that one just
Green
fine.
Bay stayed too long, and his pathing was not ideal there. He pathed kind of into a wall, and that's
Yeah, he
not
did.
really a good place to be.
Against Nautilus especially.
I'm Fisu, able to get the support from his teammates.
Yep, very good
in time,
collapse.
And I mean, Ezreal is not very strong right now. He was there for a backup exactly when everyone else is.
Well,
but
yeah,
he's
but
not going to do anything.
That's the thing, he has a Tear and a Doran's Blade, and now Fisu has to flash out of that one. Not
Yeah.
going to get grabbed there. A little bit late.
Yeah, if he gets grabbed, even with his like just Tear and Doran's, they have enough damage to like be painful.
Oh yeah.
So far 1-1, actually almost a 1k gold lead built up by teammates, mostly on the back of their farm.
Now we see Fliptails are actually going to get gang. Lands the double stun, a whole bunch of damage going down onto False Cuts, but here we see the Aurelian Soul mechanic of when you get CC'd, you can't put out any more damage, and Fliptails is going to actually go down. Very, very nice job by Heki there to CC the Aurelian Soul, and now we see some action going down onto Cruiser. Guys, this is what you can't do when you support roams. You cannot push it out that far for that CS because you are just going to get 1v2'd and killed.
Yep.
So some action coming down all across the map here.
Yeah, really nice run by Heki. Getting Ezreal ahead always useful. It helps him hit his power spike, his 2-item power spike much earlier. But the flip side is Cruiser got caught out, and Nautilus especially punishes you in a 2v1 lane because the hitbox on his hook is just about infinite. Like, you just throw it out and it'll probably hit something.
Yeah, and something I do want to talk about. Now, for those of you who are not quite as familiar with Aurelian Soul, most of your damage comes from these 3 orbs that just continually circle around you. Now, you can activate your W to throw the orbs out to a further range like you see here and increase their damage, but whenever you get CC'd, your orbs vanish. So Heki not only managed to hook Fliptails out of his damage, but also afterwards managed to flay him to cancel the damage a second time, actually saving False Cut's life in the process. So very, very good play there by the Threshes. We see some more action coming down in the bottom lane. Nautilus does have the ult this time, and Swordplay is putting down a lot of damage, but gets snared up. Cruiser is going to go down anyways. Swordplay burns the Summoner heal to stay alive. That is a 1-for-0 in the bot lane.
Yeah, interesting all-in. I mean, as we said before, whoever lands the CC first in that lane will probably win the trades, especially onto the 80 carries, and that's what we saw there. Cruiser got hooked, and that was kind of awkward. However, Green Bay is coming in looking for Silly Mino. Let's see if they can get this. Heki going to land the hook, and that's a dead anchor person.
That's a dead anchor person.
Good gank. Good timing on that. Caught Silly Mino just as he was going to place a ward, and, well, warding is dangerous. You shouldn't ward, guys. It's terrible. You always die for it. I'm kidding. Please ward.
Please ward. Adam gets really tilted every time you don't ward.
I'm actually an AD carry, so, like, I don't believe in wards, obviously. That's, like, how AD carry works. Sorry, anyways. Devour on both junglers. I think they both got it pretty recently. Green Bay going to get the dragon, so going to get some nice stacking.
Yeah, going to get a good head start on that one.
Yeah, I expect that he's a bit ahead at this point.
Yeah, now, what do you think about Integration's build? I'm not sure I like that.
I don't like it at all. First of all, I think Zerker Greaves are terrible right now. Not because the stats they give are terrible, just because CDR boots or Swifties are almost always.
I would rather have gotten Swifties this game, I think.
I also, like, you just don't get a ton of stacks from them.
Oh no, that's not what I would have done there. Oh no.
If Pinducky flashes, this is a... Never mind, he doesn't need to flash. Wow. Minion's doing the job for him.
That was a slight misplay there from Integration, actually, because your ult fills you up on Rage, and after that ultimate runs out, you can actually just hit your Q to get all your health, well, not all your health back, but a pretty good amount of health back. Wasn't going to die to minions in that situation. Meanwhile, we see some good trades coming down in the bot lane from Royal Rat Authority, despite being down in items a little bit early, but we see Pinducky TPing in on the backside. Flash burned already. Swordplay gonna try to do some damage. Silly Mino does go down to the Jhin ultimate. Swordplay kites out of the area of the Jhin ultimate. Fliptails comes in. The Aurelian Soul damage is coming down, and that is going to be a double kill coming in from Swordplay. Very, very nice turnaround from Royal Rat Authority, and can they actually go in onto Cruiser under the third? I don't think they have the wave for it.
Yeah, they got this. The support came earlier for Ready to Feed, not Royal Rat Authority, Fred.
Ready to Feed, wow. What are you doing? Alright. Sorry, guys.
Anyways,
Sorry
Swordplay has actually gotten pretty big. Despite losing the first kill in that lane, he's actually been able, after getting that catch onto Cruiser, he's actually pulled somewhat ahead. Now has 4 kills after that action. And that's going to be really nice for him. Lucian is just a very strong champion at every point in the game, and he is difficult to deal with once he gets ahead.
Yeah.
Like, all you need is a little bit of peel, and he can do the rest of the work for you. Despite his short range, bursts hard. He does a lot of DPS. Falscut could be in... No, he's fine.
Green Bay's coming in. And Fliptails is going to use the Aurelion Soul ultimate just to push him back out.
Yeah, he's going to
be
okay. Alright. Where was I? I don't remember what I was talking about before. Flip Tilzer needs to be careful. He's actually taking a fair amount of damage from this Ezreal at this point, especially after that gank brought him to half in the first place.
Yeah, well,
he's
fortunately
going to
for
be
him,
forced out.
Fortunately for him, no True Shot Barrage up quite yet.
Yeah, well, because it was used on that gank.
Yeah. Ooh, Green Bay. Yeah, he'll be okay.
He'll be okay. He has the
Speed
Red
Train.
Scuttler. Essence Reaver already complete for sword play. Cruiser still just sitting on the components, but does have the Swifties, so he is going to be able to like kite better, I guess. Pinducky just
able to trade under that turret. That is pretty brutal for integration up there.
Yeah, he's going to be forced out again. Last time he died to minions. Does not want to repeat that mistake. Oh, I'm Fisu going into Pinducky.
Pinducky does have that rise passive up again. Fisu going to take a lot of damage, actually. Going to get chased down by Pinducky. Can he actually make it out with the bear stance? Q does not connect. Pinducky's going to have to give that one up.
Flash down for Pinducky, otherwise that would have been an easy finish.
Oh yeah, no True Shot Barrage for False Cut either.
Yeah,
So
but it'll be up
Knockmail's
in a
finished that
sec
one.
if he wants to guess. I don't know. Yeah, I like the Swifties on...
Ooh, Fliptails are coming in. That Aurelion Soul Q is not quite going to hit, but the damage is going to connect, and there is one wasted flash, but a kill secured nonetheless.
Yep, good kill. Helps get the Aurelion Soul. I mean, I guess he's already in the game, never mind.
Oh yeah,
but still,
he's
always
fine.
good to get a kill. Helps the... It'll help integration farm up. Integration way behind on CS.
Yeah.
And, like, I suspect that the gold lead we're seeing is pretty much just between those two laners because mostly that farm advantage.
Yep.
So we're going to be able to farm up, get some items, working on his probably static Shiv, some Zeal item. I think static Shiv is the common thing to get.
Yeah.
Still not a fan of the Berserker Greaves, but oh well.
Eh, it is what it is.
Green Bay gonna clear out that ward. Was looking for a Lantern gank, but I guess it was a bit too telegraphed.
Yeah, again, Master Yi ganks are not going to be the greatest.
Let's check on those Devourer stacks, though. I'm kind of curious.
We got 19 over here for Green Bay.
Okay, not surprising. He got the dragon and everything.
And
Just
only
the
5 over there from Fisu. Wow, that is a bigger difference than I thought it would be. I knew
Green
the dragon
Bay
would make a difference, but didn't think it would be quite that big.
Yeah, Green Bay has had a lot more opportunity to farm.
That's true.
With the dragon. He also got it a little bit earlier. Not like a ton earlier. But
Ooh, Pinducky finding integration in the bush. Integration is not going to be happy with that one. He is going to have to run away from Pinducky. Ults to get himself out of there, and Pinducky's going to give that one up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Green Bay actually manages to get into the back. Let's see. Let's take a look at how that fight started, actually.
Well, Green Bay is going to come in on the... Never mind, not on the Lantern. Swordplay.
Oh, Swordplay goes in, and then Green Bay on the back. Exhaust doesn't even matter. He dodges some CC with the Alpha Strike, does kill Swordplay in the back, but Fisu gets the stun down on Heki, and that is 1 kill for the Udyr. Meanwhile, they're trying to see if they can snipe Green Bay off in the back, but he's just going to be Master Yi, do Master Yi things, and just run away.
Yeah. Fortunately for Team 8's... Jin does not have friendly fire, so was not able to snipe down his friendly Master Yi.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Green Bay actually survived that. Ran through 3 people, killed one of them, and still got out.
Well,
wow.
I mean, he got the reset, so he had the cooldown back from Q, plus he had his ult running, plus he did use his flash, so...
Okay.
He was able to escape. It was through quite a few people, but I guess I'm not that surprised. He is a Master Yi.
Yeah, right.
You know, if he needs to dodge some stuff, he always has Alpha Strike as well.
Now, Adam, what do you think about the Vamp Stick? This tells me Ravenous Hydra over Titanic Hydra.
Could also be a
Blade of the Ruined King. That's true as well.
We'll have to see what he builds into. I would prefer to see a Hydra. Hydra, great on Master Yi.
Yeah, it's not going to be that tanky build that we were anticipating, though.
Yeah. In fairness, they did nerf the tanky build a few
did.
patches ago, which is maybe why we're not going to see it. Though I would like to see a Dead Man's Blade at some point, maybe. Just because it synergizes so well with everything Master Yi does.
Which is basically running in at the enemy team and attacking them.
Iceborne Gauntlet completed onto Ezreal, so he's going to have some amount of power from that. And he'll have even more once he finishes his Mirror Mana, but he'll get there.
He'll get there.
This is the point where he can start just kiting relentlessly. He won't do a ton of damage yet, but the kiting is ridiculous.
Yeah, now Pinducky is going to go into integration. That's a lot of damage, but he is actually going to get ganked by Fisu. Does have to burn that flash before he can finish off the kill. And this is actually a very interesting dynamic in the top lane where Pinducky can pretty much do whatever he wants with integration, but he's recently found himself increasingly unable to finish those kills.
Yeah, well, he doesn't really have a way to deal with the Tryndamere ult. Integration forced to ult every time, but then Pinducky has nothing. He can't really finish the kill because he can't really chase integration too far because his W will be down. At that point, his passive will be down.
Yeah, now...
This is a drag. This
Ready
is
to Feed doesn't have a vision of that.
No vision,
so...
yeah. And that's more stacks. Green Bay is going to be very close to sated after that.
Yeah, he's almost finished that.
Yeah, one more stack. Just going to pick up that Gromp, and he'll have sated, and that's going to be a very powerful Master Yi. And that is actually a Blade of the Rune King. Pretty good item on Master Yi, given that he just likes to... Oh, that's an engage in the bot lane. Ult onto Cruiser. Heki getting hooked in.
And the damage is going to be able to come down. Heki does not find the hook, but we see Green Bay coming in on the backside, and Pinducky is TPing in. The health bars are pretty low. This should be at least one kill. Misses the first Jhin ultimate, but hits the second one because of the Rune Prison. Pinducky picks up a kill. That is a 2-for-0 in the bot side. Very, very good response here.
Yeah, inopportune, all in. Just like, kind of unlucky with the timing. It was a great all in. They got some summoners out.
But Green Bay was around the bot side. Pinducky uses his TP to come in. And
Pinducky with a very good TP there. As it is, though, Swordplay didn't really get the best of that trade anyways. He was very low just from the 2v2. And then, yeah, easy cleanup for Green Bay and Pinducky. Nicely played. Good awareness by Green Bay to be close to that bot lane to back them up. And very good awareness by Pinducky to just TP in immediately. Yeah. No hesitation on that.
No hesitation.
And we actually see now, after a couple of plays, a 4K gold lead built up by teammates.
False Cut getting stunned up there, actually. Going to take a little bit of damage from Aurelion Soul.
He's Ezreal.
He's Ezreal.
I don't really see him dying to Aurelion Soul.
No, he's not.
This game.
I don't think he's going to die to that 1v1. Now, Silly Mino is in kind of an interesting spot here because Green Bay is around the back. Do they have the damage to actually take him down, though? The Iceborne Gauntlet slow comes in, and that is going to be one very dead Nautilus. The Aurelion Soul not going to quite be able to do enough. Flip tells her, you're out of mana, buddy. You're going to get hooked up, and he is going to go down. Picks up the return kill on the Ezreal with the Ignite.
Deathfire Touch.
With the Deathfire Touch.
I think. Yeah, Deathfire Touch getting the finishing blow onto False Cut.
Right. Yeah, that works.
Overall, though, 2 for...
It was a 2 for 1.
Oh, 2 for...
2 for...
I guess Pinducky died somewhere else. We missed it. Sorry, guys.
We'll go back and take a look at that. Pinducky looks like he does go down in the top side.
I think he got ganked. Yeah, okay. He got ganked by Haim Fisu.
Yep. So again, Pinducky...
I mean, he's very pushed up, and Haim Fisu has been visiting a lot, and yeah, we see him just coming in...
Direct to camera, please.
Yeah, and just gonna get the kill.
Not too much to say about that. Pinducky is very strong right now, but he can't quite manage to find the 1v2. Almost managed to take them down now.
Very close.
I mean, they do group up there for the AoE rise damage, but that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was very close to being able to get a trade kill onto Haim Fisu. Obviously, you wouldn't have gotten integration because integration had his ult up, but nonetheless, that's a very nice kill to get. It helps keep integration in this game. He's not been completely shut out the way we saw with, for instance, Miles Fertel and Aurelia yesterday. Yeah.
He's having a little bit of trouble farming up, but like he is still going to get those items at some point. He is not like unfathomably far behind.
Importantly, the CS lead has not increased since the last time we talked about it. It was 50 CS before, and it's still 50 CS.
Yeah.
50
now,
CS later.
Now, I like what Green Bay's doing here. He's actually denying the Devourer stacks for Haim Fisu by counter-jungling those wolves. It's going to be a very sad Spirit Wolf down there.
Yes, just at 17 stacks, 20 minutes into the game. I've seen worse. I'll give you that.
Thanks,
he's going to be able to pick up some more stacks with the Raptors, and I guess he's not going to get the Krugs because his Scumbag 80 carries taking those.
You would know all about Scumbag 80 carries.
Yeah, for sure. Nonetheless, Haim Fisu has been somewhat denied in terms of jungle camps this game. And especially, like, the key thing that let Green Bay stack his Devourer so much faster was 2 dragons.
Yeah, the 2 dragons really, really made a difference. Now, Pinducky is just going to get a split push down in the bot lane. There's not really going to be anyone to deal with him because they do have to commit 2 people to killing him. This is kind of the opposite situation of what we're talking about in Champion Select, actually.
Yeah, and notably, we were talking about the scaling on the side of teammates, and The transform just came through for Pinducky to that Seraphs. Soon, I imagine we'll be seeing the transform for False Cut as well. From then on, I think they only continues to scale
Yes.
upwards and like continue to outscale. They already have a lead, so it's going to be tough, I think, for Ready to Feed to like get back into this game. I think they.
Oh, Pinducky! Fine time Fizu recalling in the bot side.
Well, that's actually not a terrible place to recall because you're like out of sight of the minion line. But
you don't have a turret there, though.
Yeah, without. Well, I guess he didn't expect the rise. Like with the vision that.
Well, like the thing is that the teammates has full vision control in the bot side. You have to expect that someone's going to be there. That's a minor misplay coming in. Now Heki does get hooked up, but it's support on support combat. Nothing's going to happen there too much.
Yeah, gonna siege up this bot lane turret.
His positioning is so aggressive.
However, integration solo pushing in the top lane, able to get the inner turret actually.
Yeah, that's gonna
during the siege. I feel like you have to go for an engage or something. Oh no, they backed. They backed.
They're gonna be able to
pick up the wave, but they did lose the inner turret for pretty much just the kill on the Udyr. So very much worth it really for Ready to Feed, especially because the Tryndamere is kind of behind, but then he got the
solo turret experience gold.
Yeah.
Yep. Picked up several waves and gold.
That's 400 gold. That's a ton. That's a lot.
Not gonna face check that. Please, nobody face check that. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right, there we go.
Yeah, well, because there's support there.
Oh, there was. Okay.
Yeah,
they were. I didn't see it. They stood on top of it.
They stood on top of it, but you could see that they were getting something when he used the red trinket.
Okay, there you go. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, good. So as we were talking about before, Green Bay going for the Dead Man's Plate on
Green Bay going for the sword play, and he finds the solo kill. Gets hooked up a little bit though. Does get exhausted. Flashes away from the Thresh Lantern. Oh, that's gonna be sad for Heki. Now, let's see if they can close any of these kills. Heki going in with the box for the disengage and actually managed to hook up integration to save his AD carry, but the Aurelion Soul Stun lands on Heki. They can't quite make any more happen with that as the Jin ult comes through, raining a little bit of damage on Cecilimino. Has to flash out
kind of
one,
saving the day there
for
his two
low absolutely. Heki played that incredibly.
Yeah. The flash box didn't look like it did much, but it completely zoned them away. They couldn't really chase aside from the Tryndamere, who he then hooked. So,
yep. And then saving both of his carries with very good use of his abilities there, and then he is pretty much the reason that they managed to pick up that bot side turret after forcing those people back. So very nicely done, Heki.
Yep. Kentucky.
Ooh, gets stunned there. Actually, that's gonna take a lot of damage.
Away,
has to flash.
He's gonna be okay.
But this means a third dragon for the teammates.
Yeah. Is it really just number 3? Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's only 24 minutes in.
Sword play getting hooked again. Gets CC. The Ezreal Mystic Shot comes through, and he is going to go down. Where is the blue trinket? Where is the blue trinket? Oh, yeah, this one. It was on cooldown. All right.
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually think. So blue trinket is good, but it's not good for everyone to upgrade to blue trinket because otherwise you're not going to have a lot of words on the map. But yeah, blue trinket is nice to not face check. But they did nerf it, so it's not as broken as it used to be. Not sure what Pinducky is building right now. It's like, I'm not sure what the chain vest is going towards. Maybe a GA.
That is a. Those are some interesting items he has there.
I think he's going for a void stuff, but is just like sitting on a chain vest for the stats. And integration is dead here.
Oh my god, this is not. Wow. Doesn't even get a chance to ult there.
Yeah, I mean, even if he had, he was going to be very dead.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting away from that.
Cool.
7-1-0 on Green Bay's Master Yi. And it's really hard to deal with him right now. He can kind of go 1v5, get a kill, and still get out. That's what we saw not so long ago, really, when they picked up that inner turret.
Yeah, we did. And here
are they going for Baron? Yeah, they are. No vision here from Ready to Feed because they haven't been able to push out to get the vision.
Yep.
And if they come, they'll be seen.
Yeah, something we haven't quite talked about is that the teammates have actually had really good vision control all game. Like that play onto Udyr in the bot side, which eventually led to them getting that inner turret, was all because of a nice little ward. Well, not one ward. A series of nice wards that were sitting in the jungle, and Kentucky just goes in onto Fliptailser and manages to take him down with no trouble at all. That Rise is very, very strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, even he isn't the most fed on his team in terms of kills, but his farm is kind of insane. 225 6. Whew. Oh, goodbye.
Okay, wow. Green Bay goes a little bit too deep there, though. Jin Alt's not really going to be able to save him. Not really
I
what
don't
Jin
know why
Alt is
he
used
didn't
for.
just go down to bot side.
Where his team actually had presence. But now Pinducky is going to actually blast integration a little bit in the face. Can he actually find some kills in this situation? Gets one. Tryndamere all torn off, but Pinducky is a little bit too low. Not going to want that one any more than he already does.
So strong.
He's so strong, and he's drawn all the aggro away from mid side. So now that with those Baron minions, the 280 carries of the teammates are just going to pound away at that inhibitor. And because they managed to actually kill people in the bot side, they're going to get that turret for free as well.
Wow, Pinducky is huge at this point.
Yep.
You know, he had 5 kills at this point, but even more importantly, that CS, those farm numbers are really good.
Oh yeah.
You know, people like to talk about 10 CS per minute, but let's be honest, unless you're like literally tight challenger, you're probably not going to be able to keep up with that level of farming. Most people can't. But he's actually relatively close.
Yeah, he's doing very well. And yeah, we do see him finishing the Void
Staff and he has some resist now. Going to get probably a Spirit Visage, but we'll see. I like Spirit Visage on Rise because of the healing.
Yeah, it's a good item.
But it could also be Banshees, and we'll see what the Chain Vest is. I think he might just have gotten that to have some armor to deal with the Tryndamere split push.
Can't blame
Not
him for
that he's had any difficulties so far. You know, the kills don't necessarily show it, but every time that there's been like any sort of fight between Integration and Pinducky has gotten by far the upper hand.
Yeah, Integration
and only dying really when Integration has a lot of health. And even then, he just got a 1v3 kill and got out. Oh, goodbye, Fliptailser. You're very dead.
Fliptailser, yeah, unless he can find the stun and some more damage, but he is actually probably just going to go down there.
Yeah, that's
there's the spell flux.
Yeah, the move speed from the ult more than enough for Pinducky to clean that kill up, especially with the Swifties.
Yeah, that is really nice, actually. I like the Swifties in this situation. It helps offset the Rylai slow a little bit.
To be honest, I don't think there's any situation in which Swifties are bad. Sometimes I prefer the CDR boots because, like, it's just...
But we do see a fight break out. Heki actually gets caught and taken down, but Pinducky... Oh, Heki lives that one, actually. Pinducky goes in and gets another kill. Integration going to be forestalled. It's not quite going to be enough to save him. Baron minions are coming into the base. Green Bay is tanking turret, but it doesn't even matter. That's one Nexus turret going down. That's the second Nexus turret going down, and this is going to be game number 1 going over to the TM8S.
Yeah, they engaged onto Heki, didn't even kill him, just barely managing to flash out of the damage, and the cleanup was there. Master Yi, Rise, just crushing through that fight, both very fed. And yeah, well played by Team 8s, just kind of brute forcing their way through, ready to feed for that victory.
Yeah, Pinducky getting super strong in this game, not necessarily on the back of any exceptionally flashy plays, but he was able to constantly bully out his lane opponent. He was able to constantly deny most of the split pushing, and he was able to eventually get some massive CS numbers, some really great late game items, and just become a huge damage threat. So very nicely played by the teammates. We'll see you guys in a little bit before game 2.